Okay, so this is my third attempt at recording. I did try to do a live commentary, however, apparently my mic was off during the entire match and I did not realize it. So I am going to have to settle for a post-com. I'm sorry about this, guys. I will try to do some live commentary in the future. However, it did not work out for this match. So at team preview, I noticed that he does not have either Clefable or Toxapex, which is a huge relief to me because, as I mentioned in the team builder video, those two mons were huge threats on my mind. Toxapex, mostly because of haze. I did not want it to be able to haze on Manaphy and get rid of all my setup, and Clefable because it could just wall it so well with that unaware. I do see he brought the Quagsire, which, again, as I mentioned in the team builder video, I was not expecting at all, and I am very ill prepared for. So my goal in this match is, one, try to get rid of Skarmory and Amoonguss so I can set up my T-Spikes so that I can wear down that Quagsire a little bit better. And of course, try to play around that Dugtrio so that my main offensive threats, Tyrantrum and Nidoking, can stay healthy, and put those holes in so that Manaphy has room to set up and sweep later on. So as a lead, I'm thinking he's either going to lead with Skarmory or Sableye, two mons that Nidoking can put pretty huge holes in. So I'm going to lead off with my Nidoking, and does in fact lead off with that Sableye. I go for the Earth Power as he goes for the Calm Mind, and of course right here, they're Calm Mind up again, and live the next Earth Power, and then recover up, or you'll just recover up immediately with that Prankster since it is still in effect. So I'm going to go out and Tyrantrum, as you see here, because Tyrantrum can absolutely destroy Sableye. And since he is at 50%, he has one of two options. He can either Will-O-Wisp me, which unmegad means that I even burned, I can break through that, or he's going to recover, in which case I can break through a regular Sableye no problem. If he does Mega, then he will be slower than me and I'll be faster, and then Head Smash will destroy him either way. So I do switch in as he goes for a second Calm Mind. Here he Willows me. As I go for the Head Smash, as you see the Willow does not matter. I do get that burn off. Right here, I was extremely surprised that he went into Skarmory. I was highly expecting him to go into Dugtrio. Looking back, that him not going to Dugtrio probably means that he was Focus Sash and not Choice Banded, because Choice Band Dugtrio would have destroyed any version of Tyrantrum that I had, whereas Focus Sash cannot O-kill me. So looking back, that probably meant that he was not that he was Focus Sash. However, I did not think of it immediately. But here he goes into Skarmory, so I'm just going to switch on to Zapdos because Skarmory cannot do anything. As you see, Iron Head does next to nothing. Here I'm going to expect him to go out into Quagsire, expecting my either Volt Switch or T-Bolt. So I'm going to go out into Mew and set up my rocks in order to help chip down some of his team. Here I'm going to go for the Super Fang to try to get some chip damage on either the Quagsire or whatever comes in. Sableye is gone, so he has no immunities. And here I did not want to be Spored. I did not want anything to be Spored. But the taunt here as he goes for the Giga Drain. Not a huge turn. As you see, I'm just kind of trying to get some chip damage on this Amoonguss as he's trying to set up. Here I went for the Flamethrower because Amoonguss was in range of a Flamethrower. But he went out into Quagsire right here. As now I'm just going to go for a Super Fang. Again, Mew's job is trying to keep the rocks off, or keep the rocks up, as well as score some chip damage on the opposing team. Here I'm going to go for a knockoff, trying to get 5 Tyrants leftovers, but he does go into Skarmory. Skarmory's leftovers, which is rather nice. And here I'm going to go into Zapdos on his Defog. And now I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt because I don't expect him to go into Quagsire a second time. Either to stay in or switch on. So here I'm going to go for I'm going to go for a Wish. If he goes out into Skarmory. So here, my original thinking during the match was I was going to try to save my heal bells because he is obviously a very stally team, and I wanted to save my heals for those toxics and that status that he's going to try to spread around. However, I know how valuable my Tyrantrum is. It can basically, when it's in for free, it takes something down with it. So I really wanted to get rid of that burn on the Tyrantrum in order so that I could put in some more work. So here I go for the heal bell for the Tyrantrum, and I'm going to go into it. However, he does go for the Iron Head right here, which does a massive amount of damage. Does 45% to my Tyrantrum, which is no good. I see that he is at least marginally offensively invested, and I cannot take another Iron Head. And since he is at full, I cannot kill him with a head smash. So I am going to switch into Zapdos right here in order to get a defog to remove the rocks from my status fields. Here I'm going to go back out into Licky because he cannot touch this thing. He goes back down to Skarmory. I'm going to fire off another Wish. I was hoping to be able to switch back into Tyrantrum right there in order to get it back up to full, but he does bring the Skarmory. So I went into Nidoking instead because that's being spread the Skarmory out. Here I got a free switch in to Tyrantrum because I believe I had 57 HP left, which means I did survive another Seismic Toss from the Chansey. So I got a free switch in. Either he's going to set up the rocks or he's going to go for a Seismic Toss, and Tyrantrum gets a free switch in. So now that it's in for free, like I said before, it does get a free kill as long as I can connect the head smashes. He switches in Skarmory on the first head smash, and it goes down to the second one. And now, so I had originally planned to make a change to this team, and instead of Rock Slide as the fourth move on Tyrantrum, I was going to do D-Dance in order to be able to hold a Shed Shell, because I felt that Tyrantrum was so valuable to this match. I did not want it to be trapped by Dugtrio to an Earthquake, so I was going to bring Shed Shell Tyrantrum. However, I forgot to make the change on this team. We were originally going to do a Wi-Fi battle, and I did have it on my Wi-Fi team. However, we had some problems and went on to Showdown, and I forgot to change my Showdown team. So unfortunately, I did not have the Shed Shell like I had planned to, and I do get trapped and go down to an Earthquake right here. Fortunately, Tyrantrum does get 2 kills. It did put in some work, got rid of that Skarmory and the Sableye, 2 majorly defensive threats on my opponent's side. So it did not go down in vain. And here I'm going to go out into Licky and fire off a knockoff. I do see that it was Focus Sash, and now Dugtrio can't touch Licky. I'm just going to get a Wish off. And here I'm going to go for Protect just in case of the crit Earthquake. Earthquake could have knocked me out. But he's just going to go back into Quagsire, and I'm just going to go for a knockoff, get rid of that thing's leftovers. Here I'm going to try to Wish and try to go back into my Mew to get my Mew back up to full. However, I do not survive the Scald, as you're going to see right here, and my Mew does go down. It did put in a lot of work. It got a lot of nice chip damage on my opponent's side of the field, and Mew was definitely insanely valuable during this match. However, right here, I was kind of looking at my team. I took a while to kind of scout this out. I decided this was a good opportunity to go into my Manaphy in front of this Quagsire because he has Scald and Earthquake, and he's not offensively invested, so they're going to do next to nothing to me and recover. And like I said earlier, if he's Water Absorb, then a +6 Psychic is going to destroy him. If he is Unaware, then Surf in the Rain is going to 2-hit KO him anyways. So I'm going to start setting up on this Quagsire. He goes to the Toxic, and I can set up the Rain Dance in order to keep of that Toxic on myself so that I don't get worn down by that. And here I'm going to go for another Tail Glow just to get into max, because I do need that max special attack to have any chance of taking it. I go for the second. I do see he is Unaware, so I can just go for a Surf right here and knock that thing out. Here he goes into Dugtrio and goes for the Sucker Punch, which I do live, and I can take it out with the Surf. It's 2 kills for Manaphy. And here he went out into Amoonguss. I don't know why he went out into Amoonguss instead of Chansey, because I did already reveal a Psychic. However, Manaphy does get those 3 kills. The rain is no longer up. He got the Chansey. If the rain was still up, Surf would have killed, but it was no longer up. As you see right there, the Sludge Wave was a critical hit on that Chansey, which did matter actually. I believe Rashe after the match did the calcs, and Sludge Wave did a maximum of 21%, and it did 22%. So the crit did definitely matter for that turn. However, I did talk to him after the match, and he was not carrying Toxic on his Chansey. So it would have been a much longer match. However, it would have just ended up being a PP stall basically, because he had 1 Mon left. He had 3. His only offensive move is Seismic Toss, which cannot break through Licky, and Licky can keep my other 2 Mons nice and healthy. So it just would have been a PP stall. He eventually would have struggled himself to death. So as long as I didn't make any stupid mistakes, played it right, even if I hadn't gotten that great, I still should have won the game. This was an insanely tense match. I was not prepared for that Quagsire. It was definitely a huge annoyance. Dugtrio did exactly what I expected it to. It trapped one of my Mons and got a free kill. However, it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Definitely until those last few turns, it was definitely still up in the air. However, it did end up going in my favor. This was a really fun match. Great job to Rashe. He did a good job on team prep, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of this season. Thanks a lot, guys.